Unpopular the man.
Y'all haters corny.
Welcome to... I totally hate this person. She's a horrible human being. I just wish nothing but the bad things in life on her.
I'm awesome.
Well, that's how we're going to start the QA this week. I'm your host, antpooh.
And I'm Meriah, the awesome one that's making noises.
Whatever. She messed up my intro. I'm your host, antpooh. Thank you for joining us again for a brand new edition of the QA. We got a hot and heavy show popping off this week. The fallout with Black Panther, like clockwork. Social justice warriors are going to use it to remind black men that we're trash. Why can't we be great? Then we're going to get into Monique and her ongoing tour, letting everybody know how Netflix is doing her wrong and how until they do right by her, nothing will do good for them.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I know Meriah is chomping at the bit to get in on her. And then lastly, we're going to get into some personal business as I'm going to grill Miss Meriah, as she's the representation of all women here, is going to let us know, why do you hoes keep leading us on? You know we want to smash. Stop all that flirting.
I can't be representation for all women.
But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my co-host. You can hear her with her little smarky remarks in the background, Miss Meriah Hudson.
What's up, guys? I'm better than Anthony at everything.
Really? Have you played me in Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies?
You don't want it? No, I'm just playing. I can't do video games for shit.
Thank you. Street Fighter?
Oh, you don't want it?
Please. Well, we're about 9 days removed since the release of Black Panther, and the world is just in shock that black male magic is sweeping the globe. Black Panther sits at just over 700 million worldwide, which I'm shocked at that. I did not see it doing these kind of numbers because I thought that the alt-right would sabotage it. But I guess black people can come together for something more than free before 11 p.m.
That's rude. And you should have already knew this movie was about to just blow everything out the water.
I should have, but I did not expect these numbers. So, Meriah.
Offense taken.
What do you think these numbers say about black culture and black films moving forward?
I don't think it says anything, honestly. Hollywood has been working the way it's worked for hundreds of years, and I don't see it changing as much, but I think it finally is calling attention to how big the black market would be for them if they would just tap into it, because they choose not to.
I can see your point there. However, what I would say is this doesn't have anything to do with Hollywood per se. I think this is more so social media and the black culture making it an event. They made it so you did not want to be the only person that didn't go out on the first day and see Black Panther.
Well, I say Hollywood because you said the effect it'll have for movies later on down the road, and I'm just saying that for them to have such a black presence in the movie as far as behind the camera and in front of it, I don't necessarily think that it's going to create as big of a difference that they want it to, because Hollywood, it works a certain way. I think there's a very good chance of it, though. But as far as our community coming together, if that's what their goal was, they picked the perfect movies to do it, to making it an event.
True that. And apparently the black community is going to be tested with just under a week, as next Friday is going to be the release of A Wrinkle in Time. That too has a black director, Ava DuVernay, who did Selma. You have Oprah Winfrey, as well as Mindy Kaling and a number of other ones. This is something that they're trying to push as well because of not only the diversity
in the cast.
Exactly. And the fact that it's majority female cast members.
I think that it's not going to do as well as it should because of the simple fact that Black Panther is still so relevant. It's not enough room right now.
You really think so? Well, I mean, I'm shocked because the second week it did $100 million, which films rarely do that. I think this is the second highest grossing week 2 ever.
Think about it. Black Panther had publicity and promotions for like a month and a half before it came out. Went hard for that month and a half. And unfortunately, A Wrinkle in Time didn't have that much, and it didn't go as hard because everyone was so focused on Black Panther. And my timelines and my social media is still completely filled with Black Panther. I just now was like, oh damn, like me and Aunt could have went to the screening, but we completely let it slip our minds because we were so focused on Black Panther that we didn't even get to go to the media screening.
Damn, that is true. So, one, we gotta give a little spanking to Disney for the fact that why would they only give 3 weeks after Black Panther, they're putting out A Wrinkle in Time. But the other thing is that this is supposedly based on a book, and the book is old as hell. So I still have no idea what this film is about other than Oprah Winfrey and Mindy Kaling and is helping this little sister literally save White Daddy.
I mean, I like the diversity of it. I don't know. I haven't grasped the whole idea of the plot yet, but I just think it was an oversight. I don't think it'll do as good as it could because of, like I said, the focus is on Black Panther. Not that there's not enough room for both. I just don't think that us as consumers have the capacity for both right now because it wasn't promoted enough.
One reason I thought that a Black Panther wouldn't hit $1 billion, which apparently is now the new benchmark that it's striving for, was the fact that I thought that Black people really helped push this to that $235 million opening weekend. Apparently, the breakdown of the opening week was 37% Black, 35% white. And I just thought that, okay, all the Black people in the first week went to go see this, so it was going to be this huge fall off. I mean, there was a fall off, but it still did $100 million. This week is going to let us know if A Wrinkle in Time will do well next Friday, the 9th, because we'll see how much momentum is still going for Black Panther.
I don't know, man. I really hope it does well, though, because I know I'm looking forward to seeing that solely for the director and the little Black girl who's the main character. She kind of reminds me of Zendaya.
Hold up, I'm not going to let you off the hook on that one. How does she remind you of Zendaya?
The facial expressions, the young acting, the curly hair, the glasses. Zendaya's mom is white. This little girl's looking for her white dad. I don't know why. Just when I saw the trailer, the first thing that popped in my head, it's like, oh, okay, Zendaya, little Zendaya over here.
So yeah, the actress name is Storm Reed, which if you're a Marvel fan, you have to love awesome. That name. We're praying and hoping for our sister, Ava DuVernay, knocks it out of the ballpark as well. Not only delivering a good film, but a high-grossing film.
No. I know she's going to knock it out the ballpark. We're just hoping that it gets the recognition that it deserves.
True that. Now, you touched on something as far as how Black Panther is still having people in their feelings on Twitter. Well, of course it wasn't going to be all good. And well, like clockwork, they found a way to weaponize Black Panther to continue this, my opinion, fucked up narrative that Black men are trash.
Some of them are, let's be honest.
Hey, listen, may I get into your love life, okay? But
what love life?
But 2 articles came out this week. One on The Root called Killmonger Was Wrong, and y'all know it. Written by this dude, I really don't like him. Jason Johnson. He's a black feminist, always finding ways to, only if black men sit in this certain kind of box, if they step out of it, he finds a way to write these think pieces trashing black men. So this one, as you've been seeing in Twitter, black people, black men mostly, black men have found this loving for Killmonger. You're seeing people creating paintings with Killmonger is right, talking about that they have sympathy for him. We like what he was trying to do. We don't like his action. And of course, people are finding ways to say, you're wrong for that. And that's because of your toxic black masculinity. Because Killmonger, in the film, they highlight the fact that Killmonger did nothing for any black woman. In fact, he killed his girlfriend, and there were multiple black women he killed, and he choked up that old black woman and her said that this is not a man that should be held up as advancing pro-black the revolution. Then, of course, there was another article on Boss Up titled, "You Love Killmonger at the Expense of Black Women." Here's a quote. "He wasn't a revolutionary, because no true revolutionary can truly think black freedom is possible without all black people also being freed. He never showed any regard for black women at any moment in the film. Killmonger wasn't a savior. He was Chris Brown with military training.
That's rude.
The Root article, he wrote, yet like clockwork, late night college dorm cipher masquerading as revolutionary Twitter and black academia are out in force saying that Killmonger was right, that the Black Panther movie is anti-revolution, and that the white dude got too much screen time. Meriah, please help me understand. Why can't we just have some love for the black man that's spitting some good shit?
That's just a problem with society in general. It's always going to be something. Just like they said there was a lack of queer representation in the movie. It's always going to be something. He's the villain. He's the bad guy. He does bad things. And yes, some of the stuff that he was saying, he was spitting truth. But at the same time, it was warped by revenge and hurt. So I don't know what they expected. He can't be the good guy and the bad guy. There's only a few anti-villains, and Deadpool is number one on that list.
But see, the thing I don't get is why are they making a case? Now, maybe, we'll have to have a conversation with Ryan Coogler. Maybe someone needs to ask him, did he deliberately show Killmonger doing these heinous acts against black women to make sure that nobody really got behind him as a sympathetic character? But to me, I see him as just a villain. The fact that they want to put this extras on him that look at that black man, look at the way he's disrespected and abusing black women, and that's the representation of black men, I think it's just ridiculous and hella offensive as a black man.
You should, because they're completely bypassing the fact that T'Challa went all the way to mess up Nakia's whole mission because he needed her strength by his side for his, crowning day.
Oh, that is a damn good point. He did just disregard her agency to serve his own ends.
Yeah, he did a lot just for her. He listened when he needed counsel from anybody. The only other two people he went to besides women was his best friend. I forgot his name.
Wakabi,
and what's the other one? Kira, Ghost Dog's part.
Zuri.
There we go. I'll never know him as anything but Ghost Dog, sorry. But yeah, he went to them. Those are the only men that he went to. Everybody else was women. And he put all his stock in women. They just completely bypassed that. Like, oh, we're not going to talk about the good that they did showing between black men and black women. We're going to focus on just the one black man that did bad, even though he's the villain and that's what he's there to do, bad.
To me, it's just like, what gets to me is that this movie is praise for how the women are depicted, how they're strong, how they're smart, how they're brave, and their natural hair, the majority of them, they're chocolate skin, dark skin. I have yet to see anyone shit on any of that narrative. But what gets to me is, how are you going to use, Killmonger is clearly the stand-in for the black American. You can even take it further, the black American male. And I think Coogler goes out of his point to say Killmonger is this black American male because he has the tools, he has the knowledge, but so consumed from rage and the oppression that he doesn't apply it in the best way. So it's like, a lot of people admit that. So why do you have to then try to flip it and say anybody that finds any redeeming value in Killmonger, you're practicing black toxic masculinity, and again use it to shit on black men? I hate that. I totally hate that.
They have to have something to talk about. A movie just can't be awesome.
It is awesome. I did see it again for the second time, and I have to admit, I do have a problem with the fact that, okay, T'Challa, your nation is on the line. I get it.
Oh my gosh, if you don't let this go.
No, I'm going to say it one more time because I saw it again. Your nation is on your line. I know this is an eternal problem, black on black crime, but damn it, if you got Captain America, you pull that ace out. You use that. But anyway, that's Black Panther. Hopefully, one time we'll have something come out that is black pride, black culture, and we won't use it to shit on black men. Why are you giggling? Do you got some you got some script that you got?
I'm mad because that's just never gonna happen.
See, we can't have these things if we don't have the belief that we can't have these things.
If it's a black man doing something bad to a woman, they gonna point it out. Women are tired of being rejected and scolded and talked down to by their own men. So, just saying.
Okay, but with this film, we weren't talking down to you. We was uplifting you. We talking about how beautiful all those women were and how dope and powerful and smart they were.
I'm with you, but there was one man that wasn't, and they gonna cling to that.
See, this is why we can't be great.
You're right.
Even you turned on me, but that's all right. That's all right.
I didn't turn on you, eh?
But speaking of women with loud mouths being mad,
here we go.
Monique is back in the news. It seems like she can't get a Netflix deal, but she can take her ass on damn near any show that will interview her to complain about Netflix. This week she was on The View, and she went on The Breakfast Club. Now, backstory, when she initially called for her boycott of Netflix for gender and color bias, my lovelies, Charlamagne the God named her Donkey of the Day. So she went
First of all, what does that mean? Because I don't watch his show.
Like, you just an ass. You did something stupid. So, like he said, Donkey of the Day does not discriminate. Male, female, black, white, Asian. If you do something he think is stupid, he will call you out and call you Donkey of the Day.
Okay.
So Monique was like, all right, I'll come on the show, which will make for good ratings, good radio. And she was heated. She went on there and, first of all, very condescending and disrespectful, called Charlamagne by his government name, Leonard. She called him Leonard 7 times. Not Charlamagne. No, actually she did call him Charlamagne once. But she got into addressing what her issues was and how he didn't do his research, how he was putting poison into the community, how he was putting out a false narrative. And I gotta give her props. She held her own and in some parts made him look foolish. I know you're just ready to get on Monique because we've had this discussion before. Have at it, Meriah.
I'm not trying to get on her. She just annoys me.
How so?
First of all, I'm done with the whole Netflix thing. It's done. She made her point, or she tried to make her point. She is like continuously harping on the same thing. And I didn't watch The Breakfast Club. I'll be honest with you guys. I only watched maybe 5 minutes of it because, first of all, her calling people my brothers, my sisters, and lovelies does not take away from what you're saying. You can say, I hate you, bitch, in a nice tone, and and it still doesn't change the words. Like,
for the record, Meriah has said it in the nicest way. I hate you, bitch, to me.
I don't use that last word. I say I hate you. There's a difference. But anyway, it doesn't change the fact that she's clearly unhappy with that person. So that already annoys me. I hate when people be like, oh, hi, friend. Like, we're not friends. Don't call me your friend if we're not friends. I'm not your sis. I'm not your brother. Second of all, she did make a lot of good points, but she's still not getting the gist of the good business that Netflix did. Yes, they probably handled the situation a bit wrong, but she's still harping on the fact that I'm the most decorated comedian alive and I've had so much, my resume is so great, and et cetera, et cetera. But yes, we're not trying to take away from that, but what is relevant right now? What have you done recently that would make us want to watch your new stand-up right now? You haven't done anything. Yes, you were in a movie with a bunch of other actors and actresses that did well. Congratulations. That was one movie that you had a small part in.
It was a small part, yes. She wasn't the feature.
And yes, she was funny, so she was staying true to herself, but you are not relevant right now. We're not trying to take away from your past. You are correct in all that. You are decorated. You are one of the greatest comedic women alive. You did do great in, the Queen's of Comedy, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, you are not as relevant. And she's trying to make it a sexist thing and a race thing. But at the same time, she's calling from the people that are getting money from Netflix. And that's not fair either. You're trying to make it a sex and a race thing, but then you're calling on your same sex and your same race by calling them out. Like, how does that help anybody? I just need her to shut it. Shut it up. Shut it. Close your mouth. Let it go.
Now, some of the points that she made on The Breakfast Club, which kind of made me think like, God damn, she's right. She was saying that pretty much on GP, why aren't the black community supporting her? just on GP. It's like she is a legend to some extent as a comedian. She is a sister. She was lowballed. I'm not saying she deserved 10 million, but 500,000 definitely was a lowball offer. I think that we're jaded because of all this talk from her about the blackballing and people saying that she's difficult to work with. So we're kind of dismissing her, and we're dismissing her at the expense of she might be right. At the end of the day, Netflix can offer to pay whatever they want to offer to pay. She can say yes or no. I don't think this is the case of gender or color bias. Now, she loses me because on 2 occasions, either she was willfully ignorant of what she was saying or she was outright lying. I sent to you earlier, Meriah, she posted this on her Instagram, the actual email with the terms of what the agreement would be, 500,000, and they said that for 24 months, she cannot use the material in the show anywhere else. She's twisting that to say she cannot do a show, period, for 24 months. Now, either she's ignorant of what the contract is stating or she's just outright lying. You lose me there. Another point, she was talking about how Charlamagne asked her, did you do a counteroffer? And Charlamagne admittedly said he didn't read everything, so that was his first thing. It's like, you're going to have her on the show, you need to have yourself tighten up. You need to read everything. So if she does ask, you can be like, yeah, I know this, and this was said. So she hit back with, well, if you had known, you would have known that we counter-offered, and she started talking. And then her daddy, which was creepy as all
my
hell.
gosh, that was so bad.
So creepy. Okay, daddy. Yes, daddy.
Stop watching it. I was like, ugh. I had to really look up his name because I wasn't sure if she was saying Danny at first. And I was like, this is not how you conduct yourself professionally, yet you're over here trying to make yourself look good. Like, this is supposed to be your manager.
Good point. Hella good point. But... so after she said that if you had done your research, you would have known we counteroffered. And then Daddy chimed in. It's like, well, no, we didn't counteroffer. Wait a minute. So you just lied. And the Breakfast Club, either they, because that dude Sidney, he's slick. He kept on talking. So maybe you didn't get a chance to call them out on that. But to me, it was just like, I want to be on your side, but you lied or you were ignorant of the facts. She did a hit job on Charlamagne. She played the race card with them. Is this how you treat your mother? Is this how you treat your grandmother? You know, you have a pattern of going at black women. And the thing is that if you look on YouTube, he does go hard at black women. So I don't know if Charlamagne gonna be okay. He's talented. Okay, and I gotta, tip my hat to her. Like, damn, she went up in there and really made them look bad.
I mean, Charlamagne, I don't listen to him because I think he's a little on the ignorant side.
That's his shtick.
Point blank.
That's his shtick, but at the same time, he does drop some good jewels. I will say that. But he let Monique come into his house and make him look bad.
I mean,
that was an L.
I mean, it's really hard to. How are you supposed to? Okay, when somebody's coming at you. I don't know how to explain this. It's like you can't have an opinion about something that's so close to home, if that makes sense. So the fact that she was able to even bring up his mother and stuff like that is already going to throw him off his game. And he didn't read everything, which was bad on his part.
Yep.
But
one other thing. During this interview, she brought up, I forgot his name, like Gerald something. She's like, do you know Gerald? I said, Gerald Smith. He's like, yeah. He said, I talked to them, but he's like, good dude. He said, she set him up. Because she established you know this dude. She established you talked to this dude. Then she went in for the kill and said, yeah, well, I talked to Gerald and he said that he talked to you. And you said, oh, you love Monique. That, you got nothing but love for her. That was all just good radio. And he just was like stuck. Like, I didn't say that. So she did not. What's that line in Beyonce's Formation? I didn't come to play with you hoes. I came to slay. That was her mission.
I'm not a big Beyonce fan.
Yeah, so you ain't gonna get the Bayhive if you listen to this.
I think she's a little overrated. But
woo, that was Meriah who said that. Antpooh thinks she's earned all of her accolades and the money as well.
All right, I'm not saying she hasn't. Definitely has.
That'll be a topic for another show. Why does Meriah think Beyonce's overrated?
I just think she's overrated, bro. But anyway, okay. Because he said it just makes good TV. Well, first of all, that's the whole reason why she's even on the show. Because she wants to continue her narrative. So I don't know why she's mad that he's saying something like that, because it's helping her out. And that's what it's about. If he wasn't making good shows, no one would watch. People go on there to see and hear him talk shit. That's the whole point of his show.
To paraphrase Charlamagne, he didn't have that same energy when she was in his face when she wasn't on the show. So that was an L for Charlamagne. But he'll be good. He ain't paying none of my bills, so I can't feel that sorry for the brother.
I'm so tired of her and her talking about Netflix. I'm so tired of it.
Well, unfortunately, we're probably going to hear about it for another 3 months because she still ain't got no deal.
She's not going to get a deal now, especially with her slandering Netflix's name all over the place.
Well, I think, and I'll go ahead and steal this from my podcast brethren, Michael Dean. He made the argument that we don't know what her next move is going to be, that this is keeping her relevant. My thing is, well, yes, keeping her relevant, but who wants to fuck with her to make money?
I was going to say, it's feeding into her being difficult to work with. She's proven them completely right now.
And he was saying that she has nothing to lose. So I guess if you have nothing to lose, you might as well burn everybody else while you go down. I don't know how that benefits you in the long run. Sydney's a manager / publicist. I don't know who's going to want to hire him as their manager, but stranger things have happened. But I'm like, Monique, what are you going to do? Who's going to endorse you? You going to go work at the bank or something? You need to make money.
She still got money coming in.
From
like
where?
She said, she's a legend. Doesn't she get, what are those things called? Royalties?
Maybe from the Parkers, but I heard Tommy from Martin was cashing I want to say $10,000 a week checks. Could be more than that. Yeah, I'll take that.
Martin was a better show than the Parkers.
Good point. All right. Hey, Monique, my lovely. Wishing you the best, my sister.
Don't do that. Don't.
Now we're going to get a little personal here. Yeah, this is somewhat of a conversation we had offline that we're going to put on here because I want Meriah to justify this shit.
Oh, Lord.
So this started off, Jhené Aiko. Beautiful.
You want people not to like me. I've come to that conclusion.
Nah. I'm not going to help you, though.
You want people not to like me.
Well, then maybe you should say things that people will like you.
Nah. It's not how I roll.
Anyway, so Jhené Aiko, she did an interview with BBC Radio 1 Extra where she discussed how her and Big Sean somewhat started dating. She explains that at the time, she was in a relationship with this one dude, and Big Sean decided to shoot a shot and invited her on a friend, just as friends, even though he was low-key scooping her out. He's like, hey, why don't you come to this Laker game with me? I got courtside seats. Jhené, mind you, she got a boyfriend, was like, courtside seats? Aight. She said she got it cleared with her boyfriend, and she went out on this platonic friend event to the Laker game. She straight said, I've never been to a Laker game, courtside seat. He invited, I went. I don't see what the problem was. Well, fast forward 2 years later, Big Sean and Jhené Aiko are dating. Apparently, as she put it, he gives the pipe to her well. It was an interview, she said it. And she made it clear that it wasn't because of that the relationship with her boyfriend ended. Apparently, he was secretly married and had kids that she didn't know about. Yes. However, I had to ask, why would Jhené even accept going on this date? She could say, oh, it was just friends. No, it was a date with Big Sean, knowing she had a man. And
why was it a date?
Come on, the guy was interested in her. Yes, he probably said, oh, no, we can just do friends. But come on, he was no man. Come on, Meriah, no man. He's going to say courtside seats to the Laker games, and he's not trying to get at you? Come on. And plain and simple, they got together. So my question to you is not only did she do old boy wrong, although, it canceled each other out because he had a wife, but why is she going to lead Big Sean on, knowing that she's just going as friends? But that dude is trying to get at you.
Okay, she can't control how he feels if she made it clear. If he still wants to hang out that way, then she's not leading him on. It's his bad if she's made it clear, like, this is not what I'm looking for, and you continue to hold out hope. That's your bad.
Wow.
It's not that hard to be like, oh, all right, for sure, and keep it pushing. Like,
So
okay, you don't want that with me. I want it with you. That's not gonna happen. So keep it pushing.
So you are okay with her using this dude that clearly has a thing for her for, I guess, goodies, so to speak?
How is that using him? She wasn't like, oh, hey, let's stay friends. And then she heard he had tickets and was like, what's up, Big Sean? Like, can you take me with you? No, none of that happened. He hit her up like, hey, I got these tickets though. And she was like, for sure. That was him. That was all him.
Okay, just her recounting the story. Sean asked her out on a date to a basketball game. Janae admitted she had a boyfriend at the time and they were only friends, but she agreed to go because she had never been courtside to a game. She didn't hide it from her then boyfriend either.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
You really don't see. So, wow. Okay, so the way I'm taking this, and I gotta track down the interview. The way I'm taking this is like, I got a boyfriend, but I'll go on a date with you, but I got a boyfriend. As a man, if I ask you out, hey, I'm really kind of feeling you. I got these courtside tickets to the Laker game. You want to go with me? And if she says,
first of all, I'm sure it wasn't that close together.
You mean that close together?
I'm sure he wasn't like, I'm feeling you. And she was like, I got a boyfriend. And he was like, but I got these tickets though. It wasn't like that. I'm sure he said something to her a long time before that. She was like, nah, I have a boyfriend. We can't do that or whatever. And they stayed friends for a while. Because from what I read about it, I followed her on Twitter. She wrote like, we were friends for a minute.
Okay, cool. Yo, so you know this. We got to mark this down. Meriah is prepared on the topic.
Rude. I'm always prepared.
But go ahead.
Anyway, because it was on the Shade Room. I don't follow her specifically. They posted her entire, everything she wrote on her thread about it. So.
You are not helping the plight of millennials being called misinformed and out of touch. But go ahead.
How is that misinformed? They specifically posted what she wrote.
I'm just saying you got it from the Shade Room on an Instagram account.
So, I'm not that big of a fan of Janae Aiko. Anyway, they were friends for a while. I mean, that was his choice. That was his choice to stay friends with her, knowing that she did not reciprocate the fact that he wanted to be together at that time. I mean, he might have held out hope, like, you know what, one day they gonna break up. Or he might have been like these rude females out here, or these men that be like, we can't just be friends. You ain't allowed to have friends now. Or these females that be in the boys' ears that they want to date. Like, oh, your girl, she don't treat you right.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds personal.
It's not. But if he chose to be one of those, then that's messed up. If she knew, if she could tell, like, okay, he's clearly doing the wrong. Like, if she's sitting there talking to him about her relationship and the problems they're going through, which would not be okay in general. But if that's what was happening, then okay, she's in the wrong. But if he decided to stay around, even though she made it clear, like, I have a boyfriend and we're not going to be together, and he invited her to a game, there's nothing to say that it wasn't an innocent invite. He might have just really been like, I want to go to the game with her. She's cool people. I want to hang out with her. And you're vilifying it.
Well, I have it reported. They said Big Sean asked her out on a date. Basketball, the courtside Laker tickets was a date. He asked her on a date. Now
why?
what?
Because the word said date? Did he specifically say, like, nah, this was a romantic date?
She also stated that she had to let him know, I have a boyfriend.
Okay, she let him know.
I'm sorry, I'm calling foul on this. I am calling foul on this. She knew dude was shooting his shot. She knew she had a man at home. And she took advantage of the situation.
I don't think she did.
She led him on.
And it's the woman's fault, though, right?
Yeah.
No.
How so? Explain to me.
It's not the man who knew she had a boyfriend and decided to still ask her out for shit.
Fair. But one, we don't know what was the conversation they were having. Maybe she was letting them know, damn, I think this nigga is creeping on me, or man, something not right about him, or man, we had another argument. We don't know what he was saying to her. But here's the other thing. Because the fact that she accepted, that made him think, okay, I got a chance. If everything is hunky-dory, if everything is cool, she ain't going out on this date with this dude. She know this dude, like, seriously? Okay, please. So you trying to tell me You're in a happy relationship. I know this is total fiction that never happened. You're in a happy relationship. And let's say Roy from Target asks you out.
What the hell is Roy?
But I don't want to get you in trouble with old boy from old place. What's so funny?
First of all, he didn't change his look for me. Second of all, he didn't work at Walmart.
Where do you work at?
He works with me now.
Oh, my bad.
First of all, you can get him. I don't give a fuck.
Wow. So let's just, for example, let's say you're in a successful relationship. You're in a happy relationship. And dude at your job asks you out. And you're trying to tell me that he got courtside tickets. You're trying to tell me if you go, you're not in the wrong to potentially leading him on?
Nope.
How?
What do you mean how? If I've made it specifically clear. See, it goes back to when we were talking about Aziz Ansari too.
Oh, okay.
It's different that she was leading him on. She gave this dude head, but she's sitting there saying, well, I never wanted to do it. Okay, if she would have made herself clear, like, I'm not finna do this, there's no way to misconstrue that. If I sit here and tell this dude, perfect example, my best friend, he said he had a crush on me back in the day. This was, of course, back in high school, but he told me that, and I told him straight up, like...
Hold on for a minute. I want to make it known for the record, I did not bring this up. Sorry, dude.
Anyway, my best friend told me he had a crush on me, and I let him know straight out, like, look, don't make this awkward, we can stop being friends. And he was like, nah, I just had to get off my chest. Cool, this was back, when we graduated in 2008. But still, I made it.
When she says graduated, she means high school.
Yeah, graduated.
Because I want y'all to know how young she is.
I'm not that young.
It's not middle school or elementary. It was high school.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I made it clear, and it's never been brought up again from him. Anyway, other people like to put their own agendas. Like you, for instance. You said that.
What did I say?
My other best friend be like, oh, it's a date. Like, okay, no, us hanging out is not a romantic date. You're right, it is a date, because the definition of date.
Oh, here you go with this.
I'm just saying. But it's the same thing. So if she made it specifically clear, she is not leading on.
So this also is a topic we had offline where I told her that, you know what? Maybe you might have been leading the old boy on. Do you want to tell us the particulars of what occurred?
Oh, okay. One of the guys that I happen to work with, we're not friends, so I don't see how this applies. But anyway, we're not friends. We've never really had full conversations. It's more like, oh, hey, how's it going? What's up? In passing. One day I noticed, being a writer, I noticed details. I noticed that he got a new pair of glasses and he had like a fresh, haircut lineup, which, to be fair, people can tell the difference when you have a fresh lineup, especially on men. Women, not so much. It's a little different because, a trim and a new layers and stuff, it's not always that easy to tell. But anyway, for a man, he had it all lined up, freshly done, and he has like this massive Rick Ross type beard. So when he trims it down, you can tell, hey, I like your glasses. You got a new haircut. I see you out here. It looks nice. Apparently, he took my compliment as more than what it was.
Wait. You said there was a conversation. What was the conversation?
The conversation was just a regular conversation, like, oh, how's your night going? How was your route? Which is, or, like normal fluffer conversation. And I threw in there the compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, I threw in the compliment. He apparently took it as more than what it was because he found me later on in the day, not even later on in the day, like 30 minutes later, and slid me his number. And then he's talking back and forth to me on text because it's not like I'm going to be rude and, you didn't make it clear what you want. And then when he says something, he specifically said...
Wait, hold on. So did he have your number prior to this conversation?
No.
So you gave him your number after you had this conversation? So how did he get your number?
He slipped me his number and he kept asking me like, oh, you didn't hit me up. Are you going to text me? I'm like, oh, okay, I'll text you.
So he gave you his number, harassed you to communicate with him. Too. You did, and texting ensued, right?
Yeah. To be fair, though, I'm a horrible texter, so if I was a nice person, I would have replied earlier. But anyway, he was texting me back and forth. Apparently, he specifically wrote back, and I remember this. He was like, I think I took your friendliness as more than what it was. I see you're friendly with a lot of people, and and I must have taken it more than what it was. And I said, okay. Anyway, I just put okay. I was like, yeah, okay. So he was just like, my bad. And I was like, no worries. Like, I'm not going to make you feel bad for it. But he specifically commented his wrong. But apparently, I'm someone who leads people on. Because another one of my coworker friends happened to tell me like,
oh wait, there's another one?
Well, no, he's actually
like DJ Khaled.
No, he's actually a friend. We talk on a daily basis. He's married with like 2 kids. We talk about our kids. We talk about his wife. He's hilarious. I love him to death. And we're having some conversation because some rumors started about me with a guy at work that would never. Wait
a minute, another one?
Nah, this is some guy that's, not to sound completely conceited and like a jackass, I'm way out of his league. Way out of his league. But he made rumors.
Wow.
He made rumors that we're messing around. But anyway, we were talking about that, and my friend, the one that I'm actually friends with, made a comment about it. And he was like, well, sometimes you leave people on. And I was like, completely offended. Like, excuse me? And he was like, because you're nice and you have conversations and you laugh at people and et cetera, et cetera. I was like, okay, you can't take me being nice and polite as leading you on. Because leading you on is specifically the definition of it, since I like to do that, is in simple terms, it means you're making someone believe that you may be romantically interested in them, but you actually aren't romantically interested in them. And that means you are leading someone on. But see, I make no gestures to show you I'm romantically interested in you. Same as Janae Aiko, or however you pronounce her name, she did not make him any type of concrete evidence that she's romantically interested in him. And the word date is relative anyway, because you're married and we can say that we went on a date to go see Black Panther. Your daughter was there and everything.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Okay, so here's my reply to that. I'm not saying you did. However, I can see his point of view. Oh boy, he changed up his look. And
he did not change up his look for me, though.
Did I say he did? He changed up his look. And you notice, by your own admission, you said y'all had your first conversation when, after you noticed, he changed up his look. So I can see in his head how he can think. How long y'all been working together?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, so let's say 6 months.
Maybe almost 2 years.
2 years. So in 2 years, y'all have never had said anything to one another other than hi and bye. The one time he changes up his look, not only do you notice, but y'all have your first conversation. I can see in his mind how he could say, okay, I changed up my look. I got my glasses on. She noticed. Maybe she's choosing up on me. Okay, let me play it smooth. I'm gonna try to get her number and see if she, maybe she's trying to feel me.
Nah.
Gave you her number. No, I'm talking. I didn't interrupt you. He gave you his number. You initiated the communication. So now he's thinking, okay, she was. So then when he decides to ask you out, you tell him no. He's like, I ain't gonna lie, he's probably doing like what, thousands, if not millions of other men were thinking, what the fuck? Like, what was? So I can somewhat see that point. I'm not saying you did, but I can see his point based on that evidence.
Nah. According to other people we work with, he's just that way and he doesn't know how to take things, first of all. And second of all, I heard another girl later on in that day give him a compliment about his glasses too, but he wasn't doing nothing to her. He wasn't trying to slip her his number.
Wait, how long? But do you know if they've been communicating regularly?
No.
Okay, so you're trying to skip over the variable. The variable was before that time, y'all said hi and bye. After that, y'all had your first conversation. He successfully gave you his number. So I can see.
We had a conversation because we were put in the proximity of each other.
Are you really trying to tell me that was the first and only opportunity y'all had to talk to one another in 2 years?
That we were forced to talk to one another. Yes, I just told you, we're different people. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's like the same thing with these girls out here are fighting dress codes for schools because they're wearing tank tops or they're saying that their skirts are too short or their shirts are revealing, which is funny because half the time they're not. Everything is crop top nowadays, and the pictures that people are posting with them when they're talking about it is not even remotely revealing. But somebody made a good argument one day. They quoted the Bible, and it happened to be Matthew 18:9, which says,
"Oh man."
Which says,
okay, I'm in trouble now.
If thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter in life with one eye rather than having two eyes to be cast into hell fire. So basically, it's saying if you take that the wrong way, that's your problem, not mine.
Wow.
That's a precedent on you, since apparently it's the women's fault for leading you guys on because you misconstrue the things that we say or do.
Okay, no, I'm not going to let you do that. I did not blame the woman. All I said was I could see
you did.
that. How?
I specifically asked you, so it's her fault, and you said yes.
Okay, that situation, yeah. I'm talking about your situation.
No, we were talking about Janae Aiko when I asked you about that. Don't listen.
Okay, Youngin got her points. It's antpooh 0, Meriah 1.
I'm always right. Didn't you read my Twitter?
But, okay, here. Speaking of Twitter. What's up, Quentin?
Oh, Lord.
Here's my question. I need you to be honest. Have you actually led a man on? And what does that look like?
I don't. I have not. I'm pretty sure I could.
Ooh.
I mean, what women can't.
Humble.
You dangle it in front of them for a while to get the things that you want. But I've never been put in a position where somebody has something I want to jeopardize my character that way, first of all. And second of all, like, what's the point?
Thankfully, you're not Amber Rose or Black China.
They would definitely be a great example.
How did I forget Black China?
I don't even want to go on that subject. She's trash.
Yeah, I saw the video.
I didn't see the video. In general, she's trash. She's a trash person. She's been a trash person since she was with Tyga. So just leave it at that.
I don't have no sympathy for Tyga because he got that underage girl.
Oh my gosh, Tyga's an idiot too. I was in one of his music videos. He tried to send one of his homeboys to holler at me.
Okay, did you misconstrue that as well?
No, I kept walking.
Wait, what? No. Okay, tell me.
First of all, you was a grown man sending one of your homeboys to try to hit on me. That'll make no sense. We're not in high school in a circle at a school dance where you gotta be like, hey, go ask her if she'll dance with me. No, I'm gonna need you to walk up to me and be like, hey, how's it going? What's up? What's your name?
So if Tyga had done that, would he have gotten your number?
No.
Yeah, that's yeah, whatever. Saying that bullshit.
Nah.
Second of all, when you are of fame, you do, especially a man, most times, you do send an intermediary because you want to make sure that you put all the barriers in place, not only the access to you, but at the same time that there's no misunderstanding of you coming to his room or you going with him, that you know the deal, so to speak.
He could have said that himself. That's just stupid. Like you were saying, Beyonce she's that bitch right now. She just is. But I'm hearing stories about how she walks up to people introducing herself. Like, you don't have to introduce yourself. We know who you are.
Okay, but is Beyonce introducing herself to try to get some?
No.
Okay, there's a big difference.
It's not a big difference. If he wanted something, he could have walked up to me and be like, hey, let me get that.
See, this is why men and women can't come together. Women would just never understand the pressure.
Your suggestion makes no sense because that leaves too much space for not even misconceptions. It leaves too much space for like people to talk to press and media and stuff like that. It'd be different if it's one-on-one. You know exactly what's said. You know there's no he said she said because there's no other he or she involved. Like what you're saying just that's not even smart.
Okay, that's a good point. I got you on that. God damn, Meriah coming with that hot fire tonight. Jeez.
You act like I haven't been around semi-famous or famous people before. I'm not. Never mind.
No. I need you to finish that.
I know how to act. I know part of the ways that they think. They have to think specific ways because of their profession, which I get, which is fine. But nah, bro. Not I.
All right. So you win this round. I'll let you.
Unless it's Ricky Whittle. He can have whoever he wants come talk to me.
Oh, Lord. You just throwing it at you.
When he calls.
And see, the moment he does.
Throw it at him. I'll email it to him.
Whatever. Then you're gonna be like, no, I just wanted to get on the show. I can see it now.
It has nothing to do with his fame. It has everything to do with how fine and awesome he is as a person. From what I know of his personality, anyway.
See, you don't even know everything.
I don't.
Know everything.
I'd like to meet him, so I could.
Ben Hameen, make that happen.
Really sit on his face. No, I'm just playing. Don't put that in there. Take that out.
No, I'm leaving that.
No, take that out. Don't do that.
That's good radio.
Nah, because then he's gonna be like, if I finally ever do meet him, he's gonna be like, you that girl that's talking about sitting up.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting conversation. Like, hey,
For the record, guys, if Anthony does put that in there, I've never sat on that face. Never. Real life.
Boy.
Your story.
My wife is
You're gonna cut
this
that out
episode.
anyway.
Yeah, I might have to. Okay, that brings us to our last segment of the show and my favorite recommendation. Hey, Meriah, what you got for us?
Speaking of my boo, Ricky Whittle, I'm gonna need y'all to watch American Gods because they will be starting production on season 2 soon, and it has everything to do with the relativity of what's going on in social media right now. We have strong black characters as leads. We also have black writers. The show is very well written and produced. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful show, and there's some nudity in it. It's on Stars. Go watch it. You like my Barry White voice? Just went from 5 to midnight real fast up in here.
I'm just saying, one of these days, Meriah is going to get semi-famous. And she just got my text.
Be like, so about this.
One day, Mariah's going to get semi-famous, and she's going to write a tell-all autobiographical book. And within that, she's going to expose something that's going to make you all feel bad for her, but at the same time, laugh.
You don't know my life, man.
Yeah, we gonna get a life. Well, my recommendation is a Netflix show by the name of Everything Sucks. I saw the trailer and I said, God damn, I think I should watch it. 10 episodes, 30 minutes each, knocked it out this afternoon. So the show is about boring high school. Kid you not, boring high school in boring Oregon. And it's pretty much a teen, angsty, coming of age series. We have the main character is this little black dude who has this crush on this white girl, who's discovering herself that she's a lesbian, who's the daughter of the principal, finds himself dating the little black dude's mother, who's a flight attendant, and all of this stuff.
All kind of screwed up.
Yes, but it's so entertaining because,
Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoil it. I wouldn't watch it. It's a really entertaining teen show. If you like the Wonder,
I didn't get to introduce my show like that.
you should have been more entertaining with yours.
Rude.
Your problem is that you was getting all moist for Ricky Whittle.
I don't like that word. That word is good.
See, that's your problem. Y'all shouldn't be doing
It
it.
has nothing to do with Ricky Whittle and why the show is so awesome, though.
Whatever. But anyway,
It's about Greek and Egyptian and all kind of mythology. And you know how geeked out I am over that. I wrote a whole book on it.
I'm halfway through it. It's pretty good.
Yay! Wait, that's the second book. I was talking about the first book is about Egyptian mythology that I wrote.
Yeah, the first book, I know. I'm halfway through it.
Oh. The worst.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, Everything Sucks. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. Yes, it's a teen drama, but if you like the Wonder Years, Freaks and Geeks, 13 Reasons Why. Have you watched that show, Meriah?
13 Reasons Why, yeah.
Yes. You'll like this show. It's more funny than sad drama. So that's my recommendation of the week. And before we get out of here, like we like to do at this time, Meriah, tell them where they can find you at.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Snapchat at AKA Raya. And you can find me on Twitter at iMariah Hudson.
Hey, did y'all know that Meriah used to be an aspiring model?
Boo. I'm too short for that.
I know, you wouldn't know that if you went to her Instagram account. She has barely any pictures.
Offense. I like all the pictures.
No, you have not gone over 100.
That's because I'm not conceited and obsessive. My whole life doesn't need to be documented. Damn, I haven't even went over 47.